March 21st, 2025. The Oval Office. President Trump stands before cameras with a revelation that sends shockwaves through military circles worldwide. Boeing just landed a $20 billion contract to build something that's been flying in secret for 5 years, the F-47 NGAD. A sixth-generation fighter so advanced it makes the legendary F-22 look outdated. With speeds exceeding Mach 2, a combat radius of over 1,000 nautical miles, and stealth capabilities that render it virtually invisible, this isn't just another fighter jet. It's a weapon system that will control swarms of AI drones, penetrate the most heavily defended airspace on Earth, and cost $300 million per aircraft. And here's the kicker: China has no idea what's about to hit them. But before we reveal why the Air Force abandoned Lockheed Martin after decades of dominance, and what makes this jet absolutely unstoppable, you need to understand what happened behind closed doors that nearly killed this program entirely just months before the announcement. Welcome to Jet Insight. The F-47 represents the most ambitious leap in air combat technology since the stealth revolution of the 1980s, with Boeing's defense division staking its entire future on this single platform, and the Air Force betting America's air superiority for the next 50 years. The stakes couldn't be higher. What you're about to discover goes far beyond another military procurement story. This is about how the United States plans to dominate contested airspace when adversaries are fielding their own sixth-generation threats. Let's break down exactly why this fighter jet is changing everything we thought we knew about air warfare. The shocking decision. The competition came down to two giants, Boeing and Lockheed Martin. For anyone following military aviation, Lockheed seemed like the obvious choice. They built the F-22 Raptor, the most dominant air superiority fighter ever created. They developed the F-35 Lightning II, the backbone of Allied air forces worldwide. They own the Skunk Works, the legendary division behind the SR-71 Blackbird and countless classified projects. Betting against Lockheed in a fighter competition felt like betting against the house. Then, Boeing won, and defense analysts everywhere scrambled to understand why. The answer reveals something crucial about how modern warfare is evolving. The Air Force didn't just want a faster, stealthier F-22. They needed something fundamentally different. A quarterback in the sky that could orchestrate an entire battle network. Boeing's proposal delivered exactly that, with one critical advantage that Lockheed couldn't match. Boeing had been flying their demonstrator in complete secrecy since 2019. Not computer simulations, not scale models. A full-size operational aircraft that had already logged several hundred flight hours. Lockheed's demonstrator didn't take flight until 2022. Those 3 extra years of real-world testing gave Boeing engineers time to validate concepts, identify problems, and refine solutions while their aircraft was actually cutting through the atmosphere at supersonic speeds. If you're as excited about this as we are, type "proud" in the comments below. But there's another reason the Pentagon chose Boeing, and this one had nothing to do with the aircraft itself. Concentration risk. Lockheed Martin currently builds both the F-22 and F-35. That's essentially all of America's frontline stealth fighters, coming from a single contractor. Pentagon officials have warned for years about overdependence on one supplier. What happens if production problems emerge? What happens during a major conflict when manufacturing capacity becomes critical? By awarding the F-47 to Boeing, the Air Force deliberately diversified the defense industrial base. Smart strategy meets sound policy. The contract announcement came with a price tag that made headlines, more than $20 billion just for the engineering and manufacturing development phase. Over the program's lifetime, Boeing stands to receive hundreds of billions of dollars. Each F-47 is projected to cost around $300 million, roughly triple the price of an F-35. Former Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall called it a fighter, costing multiples of the F-35, and that astronomical price nearly killed the entire program. The program that almost died. May 2024. Secretary Kendall drops a bombshell. The NGAD program is paused. Not delayed. Not under review. Paused. The projected cost had spiraled so high that even the Air Force's leadership questioned whether they could afford it. At $300 million per aircraft, the service could buy nearly 4 F-35s for the price of one F-47. That's a brutal calculation when you're trying to maintain a large enough fleet to meet global commitments. The Air Force launched an internal study to answer a fundamental question. Is NGAD actually necessary? Or can we achieve air superiority through other means? Could upgraded F-22s combined with more F-35s and advanced drones get the job done without breaking the bank? For months, the future of American air dominance hung in the balance while analysts ran war games, crunched numbers, and evaluated alternatives. Before we reveal what that study discovered and why it changed everything, please take a second to like this video and subscribe. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us. The study's conclusion was blunt and unambiguous. Major General Joseph Kunkel, Director of Air Force Design, put it plainly at the 2025 Air and Space Forces Association Warfare Symposium. Bluntly, what this study told us, we tried a whole bunch of different options, and there was no more viable option than NGAD to achieve air superiority in this highly contested environment. Translation, nothing else comes close. Not upgraded legacy fighters. Not drones alone. Not clever tactics. In the kind of high-intensity warfare the Air Force expects to face against peer adversaries like China, the F-47 isn't just desirable, it's essential. And here's what pushed that conclusion over the finish line. December 2024, China reveals not one but two sixth-generation stealth fighter prototypes. Images spread across intelligence channels showing aircraft designs that look disturbingly advanced. Suddenly, the F-47 wasn't just about maintaining superiority. It became about not falling behind. Brian Clark of the Hudson Institute noted that China's Chengdu aircraft could be the direct adversary NGAD was designed to counter. American planners now had visible proof that peer competitors weren't standing still. The program moved forward in March 2025, with President Trump personally announcing the decision and revealing the F-47 designation. The number 47 wasn't chosen randomly. It honors the P-47 Thunderbolt, the rugged World War II fighter that helped achieve air superiority over Nazi Germany. It recognizes 1947, the year the Air Force became an independent service, and it acknowledges the 47th president's role in greenlighting the most expensive fighter program in history, the technology that changes everything. So what exactly makes the F-47 worth $300 million per copy? Let's start with what Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin revealed in May 2025. The F-47 will have significantly longer range, more advanced stealth, be more sustainable, supportable, and have higher availability than our fifth-generation fighters. That's diplomatic military speak for, this thing is a generational leap forward. Range matters more than most people realize. The F-22 Raptor, for all its dominance in a dogfight, has a combat radius of around 590 nautical miles. That's respectable for operations over Europe or the Middle East. It's inadequate for the Pacific, where targets are separated by thousands of miles of open ocean. The F-47 nearly doubles that capability with a combat radius exceeding 1,000 nautical miles. That extended reach means fewer aerial refuelings, which matters enormously when tanker aircraft become prime targets in a contested environment. Speed remains critical. The F-47 will exceed Mach 2, maintaining the supersonic performance that made the F-22 so lethal. But sixth-generation speed isn't just about going fast. It's about sustaining high speeds efficiently through adaptive engine technology. Both General Electric and Pratt & Whitney are competing under the next-generation adaptive propulsion program to develop engines that can literally change how air flows through them during flight. These adaptive engines adjust their bypass ratio in real time, optimizing for speed when you need to cover distance quickly, or fuel efficiency when you need to loiter in an operational area. This isn't incremental improvement. It's fundamental physics working differently. Stealth gets redefined with the F-47. The F-22 and F-35 are incredibly difficult to detect, but they operate primarily in the X-band radar frequencies that most air defense systems use. The F-47 takes stealth into new territory, with advanced materials and shaping designed to defeat next-generation sensors operating across multiple frequency bands. Details remain classified, but Boeing's years of X-plane testing focused heavily on validating these new stealth technologies under real flight conditions. When they say virtually unseeable, they're not exaggerating for marketing purposes. But here's where it gets really interesting. The F-47 isn't designed to fight alone. It's designed to be the quarterback of an entirely new kind of warfare. The Drone Army. Collaborative Combat Aircraft. The Air Force calls them CCAs, but you can think of them as loyal wingmen. Autonomous drones designed to fly alongside the F-47, taking orders from the pilot through advanced AI systems. This isn't science fiction. Companies like Anduril and General Atomics are already flying prototypes. The YF-42A and YF-44A represent the first generation of these unmanned teammates. Picture how this changes combat. A single F-47 penetrates hostile airspace with 4 CCA drones in formation. The pilot assigns roles through the cockpit interface. 2 drones move forward as sensor platforms, their radars active, drawing enemy fire and mapping defensive positions. 1 drone carries electronic warfare equipment, jamming enemy communications and degrading their targeting systems. The 4th drone is loaded with air-to-air missiles, ready to engage threats the F-47 identifies. The manned aircraft stays back, controlling the battle while minimizing its exposure to enemy fire. If a drone gets shot down, you've lost a $10 to $20 million unmanned platform instead of a $300 million fighter and its irreplaceable pilot. The drone swarm can take risks no human crew would survive. They can penetrate the most dangerous airspace, saturate enemy defenses, and create openings for the manned aircraft to exploit. And when the mission ends, the F-47 returns home with its pilot, while damaged or depleted drones are simply replaced. This fundamentally changes the math of air combat. China might field large numbers of fighters, but they're still thinking in terms of 1 aircraft, 1 pilot. The United States is moving toward 1 pilot commanding 5 or 6 combat platforms simultaneously. The force multiplier effect is staggering. The AI systems making this possible represent some of the most advanced integration work Boeing has ever attempted. The pilot needs to control multiple drones without getting overwhelmed by information. The drones need to operate semi-autonomously, making tactical decisions within parameters the pilot sets. And everything needs to work seamlessly while aircraft are maneuvering at supersonic speeds in combat conditions. Boeing's digital twin technology, which allowed engineers to test and refine these systems virtually before hardware was built, proved crucial to making this vision achievable. Industrial Strategy (AN) Jobs. The F-47 program represents more than cutting-edge military technology. It's a lifeline for Boeing's defense division, which has hemorrhaged billions of dollars in recent years through troubled programs like the KC-46 tanker and the new Air Force One aircraft. The company fired the head of its defense sector in September 2024 amid mounting losses and quality problems. Landing the NGAD contract gives Boeing a chance to turn its defense business around, with a flagship program expected to generate revenue for decades. The contract structure reveals Air Force confidence in Boeing's ability to deliver. It's a cost-plus incentive fee arrangement, similar to what Northrop Grumman received for the B-21 Raider stealth bomber. The government covers development expenses while Boeing receives additional fees based on performance. Hit your milestones early, deliver superior capabilities, and keep costs under control, and the fees increase. Miss deadlines or exceed budgets, and those fees shrink. This aligns incentives between the contractor and the Air Force while providing the flexibility needed for a program pushing technological boundaries. Boeing's St. Louis facility, where FA-18 Super Hornets have been built for the Navy, will likely see major expansion to accommodate F-47 production. That means jobs not just for Boeing employees, but for the entire supply chain supporting fighter production. Thousands of American workers across dozens of states will contribute components, materials, and expertise. Small machine shops in the Midwest, composite material suppliers in the South, avionics manufacturers in California, all feeding into a program that strengthens America's industrial base while delivering the world's most advanced fighter. The timeline Boeing committed to is remarkably aggressive. First flight by 2028. Operational aircraft by 2029. For a 6th-generation fighter incorporating technologies that didn't exist 5 years ago, that schedule seems almost impossibly tight. But Boeing's advantage comes from those classified X-plane demonstrators that have been flying since 2019. They've already worked through the basic flight characteristics, validated the stealth shaping, tested the engine integration, and proven the fundamental concepts. The F-47 isn't starting from scratch. It's refining and productionizing systems already proven in actual flight. The bigger picture. The F-47 slots into a three-layer air dominance strategy the Air Force is building for future conflicts. At the top, you have the F-47 and its drone wingmen, designed for deep penetration into the most heavily defended airspace. In the middle, you have a potential Super Raptor upgrade to extend the F-22's service life with modern processors, improved electronic warfare systems, and better networking capabilities. At the foundation, you have the F-35, serving as the multi-role backbone with its sensor fusion and precision strike capabilities. This layered approach spreads risk across multiple platforms while giving commanders flexibility in how they employ forces. Not every mission requires a $300 million F-47. Some targets can be handled by upgraded F-22s or F-35s at lower cost. But when you absolutely need to penetrate advanced integrated air defenses and control the skies over contested territory, nothing else will do the job. For military veterans and enthusiasts who appreciate the dedication and sacrifice that keeps America free, programs like the F-47 represent our commitment to giving our service members the best tools possible. The men and women who will fly these aircraft deserve platforms that bring them home safely while completing missions no one else can accomplish. The Air Force plans to procure at least 185 F-47s, replacing the approximately 180 F-22 Raptors currently in service. That might seem like a small fleet, but when you factor in the drone multiplier effect, with each F-47 potentially controlling 4 to 6 CCAs, you're really talking about over 1,000 combat platforms. And unlike the F-22, which Congress capped at 187 aircraft before the production line shut down, the F-47 production will remain open with the possibility of additional orders as budgets allow and threats evolve. The program represents approximately $29 billion in spending through 2029 for the entire NGAD family of systems. That's substantial, but context matters. The total F-35 program, spread across 3 services and multiple allied nations, is projected to cost over $1.7 trillion across its lifetime. The F-47, expensive as it is, represents a focused investment in the specific capability the Air Force needs most: the ability to achieve and maintain air superiority against the most capable adversaries on Earth. The F-47 NGAD isn't just another fighter jet. It's the Air Force's answer to a fundamental question. How do we maintain air dominance when adversaries are fielding their most advanced systems yet? Boeing's $20 billion gamble, backed by years of secret testing and revolutionary technology, gives America's pilots the platform they'll need to own the skies for generations to come. With stealth that redefines invisible, range that spans the Pacific, and AI-controlled drones that multiply combat power, the F-47 represents everything our military stands for: innovation, superiority, and an unwavering commitment to protecting freedom. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to Jet Insight for more coverage of the technology keeping America safe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.